What happens when you do everything right? When you get the perfect job, the perfect salary, the perfect life, and then one day you wake up and realize it's making you feel completely empty. Well, this is the story of a man who traded a six-figure career in tech for a quiet life, surrounded by books.
This quote right here, this is the heart of the whole story. It's such a powerful statement from someone who walked away from a life that, let's be honest, our society would call the absolute pinnacle of success. But to really get why he did it, we first have to understand what he was leaving behind.
There's this script, right? The one many of us are taught to follow. Get good grades, go to a good school, and then you land that dream job at a company that everyone's heard of. Well, in this story, that company was Google. And yeah, by any external measure, he had absolutely made it.
Okay, just look at the contrast here. It's wild. On one hand, you have these incredible rewards, a massive salary, stock options, all those famous Google perks like the free gourmet food. But then, you look at the mission. His actual job was to increase user engagement by 0.05%. He was told this was important, world-changing work. But how did that actually feel, day in and day out?
And boom, there it is. This just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly explains that disconnect. Despite all the prestige, despite that huge paycheck, the work itself just felt abstract, intangible, and ultimately totally meaningless to him. Just this constant cycle of optimizing tiny little metrics that he just couldn't bring himself to care about.
So you see what's happening? This perfect life on paper was really just hiding this deep, internal void. And that feeling, which had been like a quiet background hum, was about to get a whole lot louder.
And what's crazy is that the breaking point wasn't some huge, dramatic blow-up. There was no big fight with a boss, no project completely imploding. Nope, it was just a normal, quiet Tuesday. He was looking at his perfectly organized, color-coded calendar, packed with meetings, and it just hit him. He couldn't remember the last time his work had brought him a single moment of genuine joy.
This quiet crisis forced him to ask this huge, fundamental question. What does a good life actually mean? Is it really defined by your job title and how much money you make? Or is it something else entirely? And asking that question was the catalyst for one of the most radical decisions he would ever make. So he quit, just like that. And the change he made? Well, let's just say it wasn't subtle. He decided to trade his entire career in tech for a job at a local independent bookstore. The financial shift was, to put it mildly, staggering. Let's just let that number sink in for a second. $300,000 a year. That figure isn't just about money, is it? It's about status, it's about security, it's society's definition of success. And that is what he voluntarily walked away from. And this is what he was walking towards. The contrast is almost unbelievable. He traded a life of financial abundance for a job paying just over minimum wage. So, how do you think the people in his life reacted to all this?
Yeah, not well. The consensus was pretty much unanimous. He was making a huge, life-altering mistake. His parents were convinced he was having a nervous breakdown. His friends just said, "Oh, it's a phase, he'll get over it." His old colleagues just looked at him with this kind of confused pity. Everyone thought he was wasting his potential. No one seemed to get that he wasn't losing something, he was searching for it.
But for him, this decision was never about what he was losing. It was all about what he was finding. And what he found was a completely different, and for him, a far richer system of value. He was learning to play an entirely different game.
And the transformation was total. At Google, success was measured in abstract data points, user engagement, optimizing a button. But at the bookstore, success became tangible. It became human. It was the look on a child's face finding a new favorite story, or a deep conversation about life with a regular customer. And that's the crucial point, isn't it? In the language of Silicon Valley, his new job was a total failure. It couldn't be scaled up, it wasn't disrupting an industry, but for the first time in a very long time, his work felt deeply, authentically real.
So what's the ultimate lesson here? It's about taking that accusation, that he was wasting his life, and turning it completely on its head.
This is the cultural script that he was rejecting, this dangerously narrow idea that financial success and personal fulfillment are the same thing. The idea that if you aren't constantly climbing a ladder and maximizing your income, you are wasting your life. He realized that this very definition was the thing that had made him so unhappy in the first place.
So he created his own rules for a successful life. The goal was no longer about promotion, it was about purpose and connection. The currency wasn't just money anymore, it was meaning. And the work was no longer about optimizing a system, but contributing to a community.
And this is his powerful conclusion. The real waste, he argues, wasn't quitting the high-paying job. The real waste was spending years chasing a dream that belonged to someone else. He wasn't throwing his life away. He was taking it back.
Ultimately, this story challenges all of us to look at our own lives and ask the same tough question. It suggests that maybe those moments that don't advance our careers or increase our net worth, all that time we're told is wasted, is actually where life is really happening.